Paramount has kind of been on the block, right? Just recently, Skydance, who is trying to buy Paramount, had a 30-day exclusive negotiating window with Paramount, and it kind of looked like, oh, I guess if they're this serious and they're setting up an exclusive window, 30 days, the Paramount can only negotiate with Skydance, this might happen. Well, sitting outside the window of Paramount, throwing little stones at its window, was Sony and their partner in this, Apollo, saying, hey, so we can't talk to you yet. We know we can't talk to you yet because you got a 30-day window. But just so you know, if you don't sleep with Skydance, I'm sitting here with $26 billion.
In cash.
In cash. Not debt assumption, not stock options. I got $26 billion. So you go ahead and finish your talks with Skydance. You just know, says Sony, I'm out here with a big Scrooge McDuck bag of money with $26 billion bill. Oh, and by the way, said Sony, this is a starting point for a discussion, implying that we might even be willing to go higher.
I find it hilarious. 26 billion could fit in one bag.
Hey, listen, if Santa Claus can pack all the world's children's toys in a bag, Sony McDuck can put in.
They're Hans Gruber
billion.
bearer bonds.
It's all in billion-dollar bills.
Yeah, bearer bonds. You can do it.
So, not surprisingly, the Skydance conversation and exclusive window came and went. That window's now open, and now, according to reports, including this one out of Market Watch, Paramount is now reportedly, the board of directors has approved for official talks to begin with Sony and their partner Apollo. They wrote the following: Paramount Global has agreed to formally begin negotiations with a buyout group led by Sony Pictures Entertainment and Apollo Global Management. The New York Times reported Sunday after a 30-day exclusive negotiating window with Skydance expired on Friday. A special committee of Paramount's Para Board of Directors signed off on the new talks. The Times reported, citing sources familiar with the matter. Last week, the Sony and Apollo APO group reportedly submitted a $26 billion cash offer for the company. Now, there were some whispers coming around near the end of the Skydance conversation that maybe, just maybe, Paramount may not decide to get purchased and they're just going to go it alone. At the point they're at right now, I just don't think that's an option. I don't think they can survive. So a merger or acquisition is probably in the cards. We want to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. My favorite spring cleaning takeaway is the post-clean clarity you get. Wow, how have I been living like this? It's kind of like when you find out that you've been paying a fortune for wireless when Mint Mobile has phone plans for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. My last mobile service provider was quite good, but ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've enjoyed even better coverage, better phone clarity, and I'm paying less than a third of what I paid to my old provider. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. See Mint Mobile for details. And Rob, I'll tell you what, I really do like the idea of Sony coming to get them. Now, first, I had this conversation with somebody, Rob, who was saying, but I don't want them to get merged into somebody else. Then we're losing one of the studios. We're losing one of the studios anyway. Like, just understand, if nobody acquires them, they're gone. Within 2 years, Paramount will be gone if somebody doesn't come along and either has a merger or an acquisition with them. So somebody needs to come in and save the ship. Now, whether somebody comes in like Disney buying Fox, and now Fox Studios is still a thing, right? You can go to a movie.
They have a movie coming out Friday.
They got a movie coming out this Friday with a couple of monkeys. And it's still there. So maybe somebody acquires Paramount and still keeps Paramount as a division open, or maybe they merge into something else, whatever. Rob, I don't mind the idea of Sony getting them. We were talking about this before. I certainly preferred them over the Skydance option because one of the things Sony said they'll do, I think, is probably spin off some of the things that aren't working. I think Paramount Plus gets shut down at some point. That's no inside information. That's me guessing. But anyway, Rob, you hear about this. The Skydance 30-day window didn't go anywhere. Now they're going to talk to Sony. Are we getting a deal, and how do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, I think that you're probably right that if Paramount doesn't find some kind of a suitor, they're gone. But this is what I hate. If it merges with Sony, it really does mean it's like what happened with Fox. Even though you've got one of the great studio presidents of all time in Steve Vasbell over at 20th Century Studios, and 20th Century Studios has been releasing The First Omen. They've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming, and they have Alien Romulus coming in August. So they're doing some great stuff.
By the way, I'm super excited for Alien Romulus.
Yeah, me too. I'm
really
super,
pumped for that.
and I think Steve knows what's up. He knows how to handle those franchises. So that's good. But the problem is they've done nothing else with Fox. You know, they're not putting out, other than the Cameron titles, they're not delving into their back catalog and putting out 4K versions of what they own.
Who cares?
Where are the? Yeah, but I do. I mean, look, you want to have Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes movies. 20th Century Fox Studios.
Okay, but we're
was
here
great.
to talk about Sony.
Yeah, but if they buy Paramount and you lose another place that's going to make films, I think it's bad for the business because you have less places to go, less studios to go
Agreed.
to that are going to make movies. And everybody's got their different kinds of agendas. And we're getting into, as it's more corporations, who's going to make original IP anymore? I mean, even what 20th Century Studios is doing, Omen, Apes, Alien, what are they going to do in 20 years? Keep remaking the same franchise from the 1960s and 70s?
Yes.
I mean, I guess so. But where is the original programming? They're talking about why is Hollywood dying. You have people that know less about Hollywood history running these studios. They know less about the business of actually making movies. It's all now analytics driven. Look, analytics can only look at what has already been made. They can't look at things that have yet to be made. And that's what we need. We need originality. We need thinking that is out of the box. And I think if we lose another studio, that means how many are left? 3? And you've got Universal, you've got Sony, and you've got Disney. And they've bought, and Warner Brothers. So 4. But I mean, if we lose them, we lose the diversity in the business. I don't think it's good for anybody. But then again, the way Hollywood's being run right now isn't necessarily good for Hollywood itself. So I don't know.
Now,
But maybe though, John, maybe Sony buying Paramount would save Paramount, and maybe Sony will actually treat it as a separate studio. Different parent, same parent company, but let them have some autonomy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happens. Now, I do just want to point out, okay, about this thing about where's the original film going to come from. I'm looking at the release calendar right now on Box Office Mojo. Almost every movie coming out this month is an original film. I mean, we got Planet of the Apes, right? So the Planet of the Apes, that's definitely a recognizable IP. But we've also got Lazarus coming out. So then there's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We've got Church movie, but that's getting wide release. We got another movie, wide release with... where did it go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. With Lost Souls is coming out with a wide release.
But are these studio movies?
Well, I'll tell you the ones that are. So then Pool Man is also one of the ones that's coming out. If is coming out, which is a Paramount film and another original film. Babes is coming out, which they previewed for us at CinemaCon. That is an original film. Back to Black, the
Amy Winehouse
film, that's coming from Focus Features.
Which is a subsidiary of Disney.
We got a documentary called Multiplied. And then we've got, then we're getting to the end of May. And the last weekend of May, we got 2 non-original films with Furiosa and the Garfield movie. So, I mean, we're going to get into this discussion again a little bit later. I mean, I hope that if Sony acquires Paramount, they do what Disney did with Fox, continue to leverage that recognizable brand, have another department that does its thing, much like Disney has Marvel, Disney has Lucasfilm, Disney has Pixar, Disney has Disney Animation, Disney has Disney Pictures, Disney has Fox, and with their own studio heads, making their own product. I hope Paramount becomes that, whether they get taken over by Sony or if Apple sweeps in and gets them or whatever, because I agree with you that the more operations we have making films, the better it is for us. And hopefully that's what happens. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, Sony is now, Paramount leadership has approved and greenlit them going into negotiations with Sony. Sony's put a big bag of $26 billion on the table. What do you think's going to happen here? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.